Import the C3D files, you have to first import the model and then import the protocol. So you have to have the model and protocol created, and then you will use that. And then when you import the model file, you will be able to exclude certain points if you want. You don't have to import everything. Okay? So in order to import the model, go to body models and click the right button. Then it has import file. Select that, and then here the file type, select C3D. Okay. File type C3D, and then go to the place where you have the C3D files. This one?
Yeah. Last one.
So
Static, yeah.
Static and dynamic.
Yeah.
In theory, we have to import both static trial and dynamic trial. But this static trial is treated as dynamic trial in Vicon. Okay. Let's open the static trial. It will show the list of points. Just follows the sequence you have in the original file, and then select all. Normally it will be select all if you don't want to exclude anything, but you have some additional points that you don't really need for analysis purpose, then you may remove those. We have some additional markers to help the program to track the markers, so we can get rid of those. But right now I'll select everything, and then you just give the name. Like this, C3D model, and then you may add description here. Then you will see the model is already created. The only thing it will import is the point as a primary point. So we have the model. This is just for importing purpose, okay? And then protocol, experimental protocol, again, import file. Go to C3D files, and again find and here it will list the number of plates included in the original file. Then these are the analog channels registered, but all these are basically force plate channels. And then some additional pins here, but actually it has the same problem. The first two are not scrolling. Okay, fix it. But anyway, so we will only include the plate 1 and 2. Okay, plate 1 and 2. You don't have to check anything here because for the force plates, for the force plate data, if you select these two plates, then it's done. If you have some additional analog channels, then you will check those. Okay, right now we don't have anything. Then C3D experimental protocol here. You may give any name here, but to give name and select these two. Is created. So you will see that the minimum amount of information is provided here, and then you have two force plates. Okay. And then the next step is to import trial. You can do without importing any calibration trial. You can just directly import the trial at the moment. So go to the trial folder. You may create the subfolder if you want, but I will just import the data into this one here. So go to import file. If you click the right button here, then import file, and then select the C3D files. Then let's first import the static. actually cancel, and then I'll do it again. Import C3D. You can actually select both. So it will show the list here. Again, here you can remove some of them if you don't want, but you can also give the name. Like a static 01, trial 01, like this, if you want. So if you give names here, and then import, then it will treat the trial by trial. This is a dynamic trial. And then right now it shows the right ASIS, left ASIS. As you selected these, you will see the graph changes. Or even you will see the false data currently read from the sys3d file. So the data looks okay. And if you want to include the whole thing, that's okay. Or yeah, let's import the whole thing. But if you want to limit the data range, you can just set this. This will give you the data range.
Is that just for the individual variable that you have selected?
No. This applies to the whole thing, because basically you will just set the time range with this. So if everything is okay, then you will say okay. It goes to the next one. This is the static trial. In the static trial, you don't have to really have a lot of data in here. You may just limit it to for a short period of time. This doesn't have to be that long. Then say okay. So it's done.
With the importing, did you ever talk to the engineers about the speed in which yours downloads really quick? Ours.
Oh, for some reason, in order to what we're using is something called the C3D server. It's a third-party product. So the company purchased it, and then we're using that library. But what they have is if it's an official version, then it runs really quickly. But if it is a trial version, then it has intentional time delay. In every function, they have time delay. So overall, when you read the sys3d file, it takes a lot of time. And then I compiled everything with the official one, but for some reason, on other computers, it goes really slow. So it seems like there should be a sort of license file that goes with the program. So I will check with the visual guys. But as you see here, on my computer, it just reads instantly. But when you do it on the lab computers, it will take forever. I have to find out why. If you go to trials, then you will see these two imported here. And then static trial. Oh, by the way, right now this is treated as dynamic trial here because you imported dynamic trial, but you can change the status, the type to a static here. So now it shows the static. See? Open this, and then after importing the file, you go to processing. You don't have any digitizing. You cannot go in here. Setup here, it shows a protocol C3dXP, and then C3D model, that's okay. But calibration file is not registered right now. But eventually, when you want to use this kind of setup, then we may have to use that calibration. But anyway, go to processing. Right now, we don't have anything here. So if we want to show anything, there's no segment defined. The only thing you need to do is go to the reconstructed XYZ coordinates and then see everything's okay. In some cases, you may have some missing coordinates. How do you know? If the coordinate doesn't change for a while, it just shows a horizontal straight line that is missing. But this is static trial, so it's sort of jittery, but it's a 13.41 here, 13.37, so it's a really small value. So it's not a problem. Click apply, then go to plate, load plate data.
For the static.
For the static, it's gonna,
But still we have to,
we should have.
Well,
a
you
rate.
crop the static, maybe you cropped out. Oh no, I guess it should be in there the whole time. Huh?
Huh.
We should have a rate.
Well, it goes up. That's the weight. It's at 730. Plate one. Plate one goes up to 730. 737.
oh,
Yeah, it's up there.
of course. There is data here.
Mhm.
Second one doesn't have data, but the first one is the FZ here. FX and FY is all zeros here, so that's why. Gosh. And then you click apply. Then the system now registers the data, and then click process data. So all you need to do is these three. Go to reconstructed and then click apply. Then plate channel data, apply, and then process data. Then you will see plate data and then point kinematics.
If you click from weight,
Yeah, we should.
will that put in the 730?
This one, the weight is not registered.
Okay, that's what I was looking.
So would we just manually register it in right there?
You can add this mess here.
Yeah.
And then, okay, then now it's ready to generate report. Okay? If you create a new report and open it, this is, right now it's blank, but if you drag and select stick figure, then you will see Jamin's. And then also, if you go to force plates and then activate both plates, then you will see the force plate shows up in the right position. The force right now is really small because the scale is not realistic. I will increase the scale a little bit. You have the force data registered. Looks okay. Now the problem is, this is not the actual model you are going to use. Why? This only has the points. So what you need to do is go to model, copy this model, paste, and then change its name to what is the name? For example, Jeff. Okay, this is the actual model you will deal with. At this point, you can change the names here. That's okay. If you want to use different name.
So you load it into a C3D file and then you copy it into copy and paste it to another form file.
Yeah, this is you can always copy and paste the model.
Okay.
It's basically it's a creating a copy. But here, if you want to change the point names, that's okay. You will not be able to switch the sequence. It has move up, move down, but you will not be able to use this. Okay? If you change the sequence, it's meaningless. Because once you import the data, then the file has all the 3D coordinates in that sequence. If you change the point sequence, then it will mess up everything. So as long as you don't change the sequence, you can change the name, that's okay. What will happen is you will replace the old model with the new model. But the point sequence is exactly the same. And also, here you can add secondary points. Now all the joint centers, you can add the secondary points, and then also you can create the bodies and so on. So this is really the one actually you will work with. This is only for importing purpose. Okay? So you have to really build the actual model here, and later you go to the trial here, and then replace the model with the new one here. Then say OK. Then the model is replaced. So from now on, this is more for analysis. Okay. Essentially, right now it's the same thing. All the points we have the same thing here. So it's it's not a problem. But with the static trial, what you will do is you will define the secondary points and then compute the secondary points in the static trial because you have all the middle markers and everything. So when you replace the model and then you have additional items, then just reprocess it. That's all you need. And then for the trial here, let's say you replace the model with a new one. That's okay. And then go here. So we have the reconstructed data. Everything looks fine. The force data looks fine. So right now, if you don't do anything and then simply apply process data, and it's okay. So you will be able to again see the report. New report. Open this. You see all the markers reported. But this one here. This is, I think, the missing coordinate 0, 0, 0. And we did not remove it, so we have a missing coordinate.
It looks like it fell off the heel.
That's what it was marking.
There was a problem with the heel marker
Yeah.
tracking, and I think that it was trying to add that right there.
It's not fell off.
Oh, okay.
Then what we can do is go to trial. Is it the heel marker?
Yeah.
I think it's the left heel.
Left heel? No, heel marker looks okay.
So there's the heel.
Yeah, this one here. This is actually missing coordinate. And then somebody go there and then open the file and then read this coordinate, what value it is. If I know the value, then I can eliminate it from the beginning. So somebody read it for me. If you want to remove this one, this has to remove. This is a missing coordinate. Then you just drag it, and then so surround that. Then click delete. Now it's treated as missing coordinate. The others are all okay. And then apply again. Now if you open this, you won't see the, it's just eliminated. The question is whether you have enough data or not. So another thing you have to pay attention to is when you import the data, make sure you set the range reasonably so you don't have any garbage data. If you have a lot of them, generally the program runs slow because you have more data. So